going all in on a miracle cure is a sure sign you're not ready to do this. And I mean that as true a statement as I can make, okay? It's cool. I've taken lessons. I've gone to different people and met with them and hung out and like learned a little bit here and there. I didn't go to learn the secret sauce to winning $1 million. Let's get back to our Gambling 401 series. And we're on the last couple of episodes here, right? And I think everything kind of comes together, right? Goals, strategy, bankroll, mindset, discipline. All those things play together, right? Today's show, we're talking about losers, okay? To me, a loser, I'm going to actually filter my chats now so I can look at your loser chats. Losers, to me, are people who don't follow any of this. You'll find the common thread in my top 10 loser traits, right? People aren't following. They don't have goals. They don't have a strategy. They don't have the bankroll to do what they're trying to do. Their brains are jacked up. They don't have any discipline at all. When you're not following the core principles, you end up being a loser. Okay. And if you're just going to kick the can and try and, bet your way out of it, you're going to continue to be a loser. I think that's the common thread here. So let's get after it here. Let's look at the 10 biggest mistakes losers make. And there's probably 100 mistakes. You can probably make this a top 100 list. I'm going to give you my top 10 things that I would consider loser traits, right? And again, I'll feather some of the stuff from the live show's chat into here towards the end. But let's take a look. Let's see. Loser is going to lose. And here's a great little quote. When life hits, right? And life hits you every day. At my daily paycheck show, I get kicked in the teeth all the time, right? A loser says, "Why me?" Right? It's that kick the can mentality. That it's the world hates me, right? Winners say, "Try me," right? And I'm not a huge believer in energy and vibe changing results at the casino. I don't believe that that's a thing, right? I know some people really believe in that, but your mental state does matter, right? If you're a woe is me, a why me, you're going to make poor decisions, right? If you're a try me, you may make poor decisions because you're selling wolf tickets to some degree, but your positive grift or your positive mindset is going to hopefully lead you to be more focused and make better choices. So yeah, losers are going to lose. Winners are going to, generally speaking, win more, right? Here's some of the things that I think losers make mistakes of. Number one, they don't know the game, right? Loser, you got to know everything about your game. Whatever the game is. I don't care if it's craps or if it's blackjack or whatever. If it's blackjack, you better know what everything pays. What does a blackjack on a $65 bet pay? You better know that. If you got $65 out there because you pressed something up, you better know what a $65 blackjack pays. You better know that a 15 against a 4 is what are you doing? You better know that if the shoe is thick or thin and you have a 16 against a 10, what are you doing? You better know it all. Okay. In craps, in roulette, you better know the odds and probabilities of every bet that you're making and how those things pay. If you don't know those things, if you're guessing, spraying and praying, we call it, right? You're spraying and praying, putting money out there and not knowing what's happening, you're going to get kicked in the teeth just from sheer ignorance. And we don't want to do that. So losers, right? Again, this is not a mindset thing. This is a being prepared thing. So be prepared. We talked about practice. Practice makes perfect. Know your game. Okay. I say losers, number 2, do not respect reality. Okay. We've had a lot of conversations in this community and at large about math. The math guys say, pass line with max odds. Only way to do it, right? The reality of that is true. Math doesn't lie, and over the millions of rolls or millions of outcomes, it plays true. The reality is, in this moment, that's not happening, right? Probabilities don't play out always in the moment. That's reality, okay? Math players don't respect the reality of the moment, and they will lose because they're just going to beat this thing dead horse into the ground, right? Also, people who don't respect the math and say, screw that math, I'm just going to play by my heart. I know what's coming next. The angel on my shoulder says bet this, right? Also not respecting reality, also will get thumped because they're chasing what they think is the current reality. There's a marriage in there. There's a being in the moment piece. There's a reality check piece. You can choose to ignore the truth. You can say, I know what the math is. I'm not going to play that way. I know the reality of this variant that I'm in is X. I'm not going to keep betting sixes or whatever is coming out. You can ignore it. You can go and say, I'm not going to do it, but you can't dismiss it. And people are very dismissive of the reality of the moment, the reality of life. And because of that dismissal, that dismissive attitude, they become losers because they take a persona on that's anti X, Y, or Z. That's a mistake. And that's going to be a huge problem, right? If you cannot embrace reality and at least make a decision based on it. So that's another part of it. The third thing is this: the losers think they can win. And you can't beat the house, right? As good as I'm doing in my daily paycheck show, we're killing it, right? We're 80% win rate and we're up for we're $50,000 in profit. It's great, right? Do I believe I can beat the house? No. I'm getting lucky every time I win. Yeah, I think I'm throwing the dice pretty good and I'm making some things happen, baby, right? At the end of the day, I'm lucky. I'm not beating the house. What I am doing in those sessions is playing smart. I'm putting money where I think it's going to win, the best chance of it winning. I'm hopefully doing the thing I need to do to make the bet pay. And then when it does pay, I'm not giving it back. I'm not beating the house, right? I'm siphoning off the house every chance I get because I know that sometimes they're going to get me. You cannot beat the house. Losers think they can win for lots of reasons. We'll talk about some of the reasons in a minute, but a loser thinks they got it. They just haven't won yet, but they got it. That's a loser way of thinking, right? Losers don't know when to stop. And I think somebody in chat already had said this, but if you've ever seen somebody go what you call on tilt, right? I call it rail dumping, right? Like, okay, well, I bought him for $1,000. I lost $750. Who cares now? Let's put the $250 out there for one roll and see what happens, right? That's loser mentality. Don't know when to stop. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. Getting out while you can, right? I'm going to kind of, I guess, go against my own teachings here, right? I am a stop loss zero person. You know this. If you watch my shows enough, you know if I brought 500, I'm playing the 500. If the $500 has a job to do, it's to win me $100 or whatever it's going to be. I will oftentimes not burn the whole 500. Like, I'm ready to burn the 500. I'm willing to. I'm playing in a way that I think is going to have to use the whole 500 to sometimes get me where I got to get to. But sometimes, it ain't my day. Like, sometimes you just get kicked in the face over and over and over again. And, if you're getting your ass kicked in a fight, you don't just keep coming back up. It's not Fight Club, right? Hit me again, bitch. Like, let's see what happens. It's not how you do it in a casino, right? Sometimes you got to cover your face or get out of the ring or get out of the circle, right? If you're getting your tail kicked, get out. Going on tilt and throwing haymakers is never the way to do it. And that's a loser thing. Worse still is going to the ATM machine and getting more money out and saying, well, that was a bad session, bad table, didn't like that dealer. Let me get another 500, another 750 and go to that table and see what happens, right? Losers don't know when to stop. Sometimes it just ain't your day. Discipline means walking when you got money, when you won a little bit. Discipline also means recognizing it ain't your day. And yes, the math says eventually it'll work itself through and might come into your favor for a little while. The math might say that. The reality of the situation, not today. And especially in your mental state. Losers need to learn how to know when to stop. Okay. I think also losers don't play with purpose, right? They don't have a goal, win goal, loss limit. They don't have a plan for the day, right? I got 4 or 5 ways I play. That's it. When I play whatever game I'm doing, I got a couple of ways to play baccarat, a couple of ways to play roulette that I like to do, 4 or 5 ways to play craps. That's it. I have a plan every time I go. I know what I'm going to start with. I know what I'm switching to. I know how I'm going to bet when I have the dice. That's it. I have a plan. I don't go in there and go, walk up to the table and go, I wonder what does today feel like? And just willy-nilly do random. I don't do it that way, right? Without a goal, without a plan, you're just giving them money, right? You may as well, like I say, write them a check and say, I'm going to save the trip. I'm going to give you guys $1,000, Mr. Casino. I want you to mail me back whatever you think I should have. They may mail you back $780. They may mail you back $1,220. They may mail you back nothing. If you don't got a plan, If you don't have a goal, you're just going out there and going, well, put it all in the slot machine, max bet it, and see what happens, right? No purpose involved. You're going to give your money. The casinos are made and built from people who don't have a purpose or a plan or a goal. They're just feeding the machines, hoping that this time when I rub the box, it's going to win. That's not winning mentality or winning ways. That's loser play. Losers also succumb to gambler's fallacy. And I don't mean like because I saw 5 reds, a black is due, or because I saw 5, whatever, bankers in a row that, it's something, whatever. If I lost 5 in a row, I'm due to win it. I'm going to martingale my bets. The world owes you nothing. Okay. The game doesn't reset itself. It doesn't go, the world doesn't say, oh, there's been 11 reds in a row. We have to get 11 blacks in a row later. It does not work that way. Nothing is owed to you, right? You can lose 5 in a row and think you're owed a win. You're not owed a win. You can lose 20 in a row and think, okay, I can't lose 21 in a row. The fuck you can't. You can lose 21 in a row. The world owes you nothing, but fallacy says eventually it's going to come and it's going to pay me, right? Well, you may be out of money by the time that happens, right? Yes, eventually a black will come. Eventually the player will win. Eventually, the pass line will win on a come out roll. But your bankroll may not let you survive long enough to play that out. The world owes you nothing. It owes your bets nothing. The casino owes nothing. Math owes you nothing. Even if the reds or blacks are way out of scope, right? It doesn't matter. From that, they can be 1,000 rolls off. You have 1,000 more blacks than reds. Over the course of 1,000,000 rolls, when the next 999,000 rolls are perfect distribution, that $1,000 offset means nothing over time. Fallacy is a big deal. It owes you nothing. Okay. Losers are also always looking for the big one. And this one drives me crazy. The side bets, right? I know everybody loves the ATS and crap. You all know how I feel about the ATS. I think it's a side bet. I think it's a sucker bet. I do play it sometimes because I do roll it often enough, right? But over time, that thing is a suck. That thing will just, right? What you hear about on Facebook and all these YouTubers that make all this money, it's never about my role and how I played the game. It's always about blah, 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 blah. I was down 500. So-and-so popped an ATS and I got all my money back in one roll. And somebody threw a 12 at the right time, right? If you're looking for that as your way to play, if you're playing blackjack and you're dropping the buck on the dragon bonus or whatever the frick that thing is, those ways of playing, looking for the big one, or only playing 160 across in craps and just pressing to purple, right? Because eventually I'm going to win 30K. I'm going to lose 1,050 times, but I'm going to win 30K once. Loser mentality. The big one may come, but it's not the way to beat the casino. It's not the way to beat the house by winning the big one. But what happens is people get so far behind and they start chasing it, trying for the big one. Now you've lost 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. You need a big one to catch it back. People who are losers are not willing to recoup $5,000, $200 at a time. I am. I've lost big money and I've recouped it a few hundred at a time. I'm fine with that. I don't need the big one to make it work. Now, in the course of recouping, I've had some big ones which have helped, right? Once in a while you pop a big one and it's great. It makes that process easier. But if you're looking for that as your way out or as your way up or as your way through, loser mentality right there. Also, this is a big one. This is a big one near and dear to my heart. Losers, I believe, use non-discretionary money. Okay. Here's the bold, big and bold here. Never, and I mean never, ever, ever gamble with money you need to live on any level. Okay. I'm not talking just about your mortgage payment. I'm talking about your, I was going to go out to dinner with my family, right? Or I'm going to go to the casino and, oh shit, I blew $1,000. Now I can't buy so-and-so a birthday present. That you never do that, right? If you need it at all, that money needs to stay where it belongs, right? Always only gamble with discretionary funds. Set aside money for this process. That's it. Don't take a loan. Don't use your paycheck. Don't mortgage your house. Don't borrow from friends. Slam will tell you don't ever borrow from John. Don't borrow from your friends. Don't borrow money ever. Don't use your paycheck to gamble with. take money from your paycheck, put it aside, and when that money gets to be a nice little size, take that and go gamble. Losers use non-discretionary money. And I hate that we use the word loser in this respect, okay? Because these people who are doing this have an actual problem. I don't want to classify somebody with an actual addiction problem as a loser, because they're not. They have a problem, okay? But the loser mentality of, I can chase it, I can chase it, I can chase it. I just need, that's that cycle that you get into that can cause you to have a problem, okay? So don't ever use non-discretionary money, okay? Losers also buy into systems, right? There's a million books out there. There's a million YouTube videos. How to make $1 million a month, how to make $3 million a year. Snake oil is everywhere. Craps and roulette are especially loaded with snake oil, right? The stuff on blackjack and baccarat, sure, the pattern betting systems, whatever, the card counting things, those aren't snake oil. Those are actual, there's math behind some of that stuff, right? The guys who teach dice influence, and I'm not talking about Heavy and Howard and, like, you know, the guys that are that have played for 30 years and they're giving you like their wisdom. You're paying them to give you some wisdom while you're playing with them. I'm talking about the guys that are selling snake oil. I'm talking about the guys who are like, you know, give me $1,000, I'll give you a lesson, you're going to make 10. Like the snake oil. It's everywhere. We've all been tempted to some degree too, right? The emails that you get, the phone calls you get, the scammers that are out there, they're good. Scammers are good. We had this big talk in my deck last night, actually, with family, about how easy it is to get scammed. Scammers are so freaking good at what they do. It's easy to fall prey to that stuff because you just don't know, right? In our world, YouTube is loaded with scammers, loaded with guys that are out there for clicks, out there for money, out there to run lessons on you, that don't have the experience, the wisdom, or the heart for it. You got to be careful about that, right? Going all in on a miracle cure is a sure sign you're not ready to do this. And I mean that as true a statement as I can make, okay? It's cool. I've taken lessons. I've gone to different people and met with them and hung out and like learned a little bit here and there. I didn't go to learn the secret sauce to winning $1 million. I didn't go because I got myself in so deep a hole that I had to find a way to dig out of it, right? And I went to somebody I didn't even know or trust. Like, that's snake oil. And those people are preying on the weak, right? Beware of the guys and the gals that are preying on the weak. Don't be weak. If you feel like you're tempted in that, you might need to call a friend, okay? Don't buy into a system. Don't buy a book called The Only Way to Win. Don't watch a video that says the only way guaranteed to win. It's bullshit. Everywhere it's bullshit. But losers are grasping at straw. I could get my ass kicked for so long. I need a thing. I need a lifeline. Some of these systems are sold as guarantees. It feels like a lifeline to the loser. Protect your friends from that. If you feel yourself going down that road, take a breath and make a phone call. Okay? That's, again, I don't want to, I hate the word loser as a negative thing when you have a problem, because there's two different things, right? But that mentality is loser mentality. Okay, the 10th thing, number 10, losers are never satisfied. Okay, today is a good example. I played Daily Paycheck, right? And I went up for $500, right? I won. I was out for 200. I won 200 back, and I'm like, hey, I got my money back in my rack. I got $200 out there. I should go home. Nah, keep playing. Played. Pocketed $100, kept playing. And you know what happens, right? The 7 comes, my money goes away, and I end up burning $350 on the felt, right? I'm like, man, I had $350 out there. I only brought $100 back in profit. Like, my profit's half what I burned, right? I wasn't satisfied. Now, again, I'm running a show. I'm not trying to have fun, trying to be entertaining. Reality wouldn't do that. But the thing is, what I did this morning live, people do it every day, right? They're never satisfied. They go, man, this guy's hot, right? I got my money back. I locked up $100. I got $350 out there still. This is going to go forever, right? Look at that math, man. It's like, I got $150 in the rack. I got $350 out there. That's $500, right? I'm satisfied with that, and I'm out, right? Losers are never satisfied. Losers, that $500 ain't enough. That pressed up $5 to $100 is not enough. I got to see it go, right? If you're never satisfied, you're never going to be a winner, because you're not using the most powerful tool you have, which is your feet and your brain. My brain can do the math and go, I am 100% profit. My feet are going to say, color me up and walk me over to that damn cage, get out of there. Losers are never satisfied. And that's what the casino is hoping for. They love the guys that are pressing to the hilt. They love the guys that want to win the big one. They love it when you want to win the big one, right? Put quarters up there on the ATS all day long, please. We'll pay you the $11,000 when you win. We're happy to, because you're going to burn $30,000 chasing it, right? Walk with your feet. Vote with your feet, they say, right? Now, here's a bonus one. My 11th thing on the top 10 list of losers is they are too emotional. Losers are too emotional. I have learned over the 30 plus years now that I'm going to be 56, by the way, in a couple of weeks, which means I've been playing for 25 years. I started when I was 21. Holy crap. Is that right? It's a lot. It's a lot of years, 25 years. Anyway, what you learn early is that the wave is amazing. Like, you win and you feel so good about the wins, right? The losses, you carry the weight of the loss. When I was younger and I was bringing $100 to last 3 days in a casino, and I lost the 100 on Saturday, and it was soul crushing to me, right? Soul crushing. And some weekends I'd win $50. And when I was 21, $50 and my rent was $450, it meant a lot to me, right? That was like extra. We can go get a pizza, right? What I've learned since all these years, not the strategies, not just discipline, I've learned to not give a damn. I don't care that much when I win. I don't care that much when I lose. The amount of money that I win is, generally speaking, not enough money to give me that adrenaline rush. Sometimes I get a big one and it's nice, right? Generally speaking, it's not that much, right? I'm okay here. I don't lose enough to feel like I got my ass kicked, or to feel like I got my teeth kicked in. Yeah, a few $100 here and there. It sucks. I don't want to lose it. But every dollar I lose, I can afford to lose, because it's garbage money. It's money that I set aside for it. And I'm not attached to it. I'm not emotionally attached to the win or the loss. Your losses should never be enough, or should never be so big that they are changing your life. Same can be said for your wins. You should not be in this, my hands are off screen, lows and highs. You should be right in here, right? Good win, good loss, good win, good loss. Hey, we got a big one. Cool, right? But you're never losing everything. When you get emotional, realize this: the wave will always pull you under. I grew up at the shore. The wave, you're surfing or you're boogie boarding, the waves are great. It will always get you. The best wave will still put you in the washing machine every single time, right? Whether you're all in good or all in bad, okay? Know that emotions are going to be the death of you. So, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave us a comment here in the comment section for the video, but really better still, join us on Discord. Go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link in the menu there and join our Discord. That's where me, other YouTubers, and all of our subscribers hang out. We sit there and talk strategy and just BS kind of all day long. It's a great way to get connected and stay connected and kind of interact with the team. Learn about meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.